Good evening. Thank you for the time and opportunity given to introduce. My name is Depi Serliana Mada. I'm from Manajemen. I will deliver my speak on the development of international business, and I also thank you the lectures of international business named to Miss Dian Irma Aprianti, SIPMM, who has created and given this assignment very well. Okay, the world we live in today is a world filled with uncertainty. This uncertainty, of course, has created a bigger challenge for the country of the world. We see the rivalry of political influence going hand in hand with the recovery of the economy. The old conflicts continue. Some of them indicate a more distressing situation. Meanwhile, the conflict continues to emerge. This, of course, makes the world's geopolitical situation even more difficult. We also see the growth of domestic instability in many countries. In the trade sector, the trend of protectionism has given rise to new trade barriers which heavily suppress global trade. As a result, there was a slowdown in global trade, so that global economic growth continued to be revised downwards. In the midst of this incredible situation and challenge, we Indonesia are still grateful considering that Indonesia economy is still growing above 5% and political stability is maintained. In the midst of the of protectionism, Indonesia has extraordinary access, namely a large and growing domestic market. The large domestic market makes the Indonesian economy irreplaceable in future geoeconomic development. Many predict that based on purchasing power parity, Indonesia will become the fourth largest economy starting in this objective condition must be capitalist, not only for the benefit of Indonesia but also for establishing mutually benefit cooperation with countries in the world. Some of strategic steps in the first priority include: first, the capitalization of the strength of the domestic market. As I said, Indonesia is a market with more than million people. We must use this as our life or bargaining power to establish mutually benefit economic cooperation at the bilateral and regional level. The thing to what or for is to protect the domestic market from products that are imported illegal or by dumping or subsidized by foreign parties. The term allow global economic growth in the tech and increase in this violation that must be paid more attention to. The second step, strengthening traditional market and bringing through non-traditional market. Diplomacy will continue to work to strengthen strategy and mutually beneficial economic cooperation with Indonesia traditional markets. Meanwhile, breakthrough steps will also be taken to penetrate more non-traditional markets. After penetrating the African market through the Indonesia Africa Forum and the Indonesia Africa Infrastructure Dialogue, Indonesia South and private companies will continue to act with Africa and trade its goods and services as well as investment including infrastructure development and contraction in the region. The same is done with other non-traditional areas namely Latin America, South and Central Asia, the Middle East and the Pacific. In addition, Indonesia will also increasingly focus on sectors where Indonesia has added value by developing ecosystem and they support the development of natural resource processing industry. In Indonesia will hold the Halal Summit as the largest Muslim majority country in the world. Indonesia must become a major player in the halal industry development. We also work to encourage export-oriented superior product and support the finance of infrastructure project and strategy industry abroad. It's tough and important to ensure that super export-oriented product can be continuous at the same time. The expansion of the role of Indonesia company abroad can also be faculty with diplomacy will also be able to safeguard the strategy interest of the Indonesia economy. The interest of Indonesia palm oil is fundamental because it conquers the rights of the interests of Indonesia palm oil are fundamental because they involve the needs of approximately million people, especially small farm and families. We will continue to reject various discriminatory action aimed at oil palm because it's not only detrimental to national interest but also that fulfill the needs of the majority of the world's population for vegetable as they meet the SDG criteria. The sixth and final step in Indonesia first priority is the economy 5.0 with included the digital industry, creative economy, and the development of Indonesia human resource. Despite the encouraged economy 5.0 is needed but of to integrate the productive of all industry in Indonesia as well as to open greater access for the lower middle class to international markets, financial inclusion, and the creative economy so that national economic growth will be higher and more evenly distributed. Thank you for the attention. Good evening.